Hi everyone, it's Jeff here from the Systems Lab. Today I wanted to go over a bit of research that we did on bear volatile market conditions. These are always interesting because counterintuitively, you might think that markets are always crashing during bear markets, and that may be true, but actually you get the biggest rallies during bear markets. So if we can adapt to the volatility, and even better, if we can automate pretty much all of that, then there's a lot of opportunity to be had. So let's jump in here. I took part in a Van Tharp systems course a few years back when VTI was still running. And for those of you that may or may not be familiar with market classification methods by Van or similar methods from Ken Long, for example, they typically boil down to two elements. You've got direction and volatility. So direction is something like bull, sideways, or bear. Volatility is something like quiet, normal, or volatile, and in some cases very volatile. That's one of the ways that Van likes to look at things. So there was some beliefs from the group about bear volatile markets in general. You can make a lot of money or you can lose a lot of money in a short period of time. Now, you can do that in any market, but especially in one of these market types. It can be one of the most profitable times, especially for reversals and intraday volatility being high. So we kind of want to trade frequently, and we want to trade in both directions, or possibly even just long because of these big rallies that we know happen during these conditions. And of course, we're going to expect a lot of volatility. So here are some recent bear volatile market periods. I'll just leave them up on screen here, but what you can see is that they tend to last, for they're short as far in terms of market type classification as far as periods go, like bull markets last longer, but they may last a bit longer than you might think. So you look here, typically 3 to 4 months in change. And we are currently in one, which is why this is a bit more interesting. So my calculation shows that as of March 11th of this year, we kicked off a new bear volatile market. And so far, as of the day of recording, I'm recording this on the 30th of April, it has been 1 month, 3 weeks-ish, or 36 trading days. And we're not out of it yet, so we're still in it. So we may have a bit more time to go on this. We'll see. If you want to look at this visually, this is a bit of a busy chart, but it's really just trying to highlight when some of these periods occur in yellow. So there's just here, here, here. This here is the sort of COVID crash. It might be familiar. This is the period over 2022. And then this is our current period that we're entered in just here. So one question that we ask ourselves is, can we use PRX, the PRX trading system, in a bear volatile market type? And I did this research a couple of years back during this workshop, and it turned out that PRX actually works pretty well. And why is that? Well, PRX was originally designed for crypto markets because of the volatility. So why not use it in a bear volatile market type? It's a simple intraday trend following system. It's trying to capture these big outsized moves, and it's got the typical sort of elements of a nice simple system that you might expect with filters and entries, re-entries, and different exit types. Um, I went through and ran a back test on the most recent bear volatile periods, like the ones we were looking at earlier. Keep in mind that this is actually a long only back test, and we're using SPY 5-minute intraday charts, no overnight holds, and just default settings. And so just for anybody that might not know, what does this look like? So here's just some example trades. And so really we're just trying to capture these periods of up moves. So some results here. This does not include this most recent period, which I'll touch on in a second. But this is over like the combined period where we're only looking at results during the bear volatile conditions. So win rate pretty high, 44%. Expectancy 0.11 R, pretty good for an intraday system. SQN pretty nice at 2.5, and that just shows you sort of like over the period of test, 327 trading days. Typical drawdown is about 5R or so. So not bad. And especially as something that could supplement other systems over these in bear volatile market environments. Now, what about this most recent bear market? So this is the PRX system over only this the recent bear market environment. So we've been a little bit up, a little bit sideways. We basically were up. This is set up to test at only $100 risk for this particular example, which would be up about 4.2 R, so $422. That is just here. The max drawdown that we've hit is about that 5R period, and we're almost out of that into a new equity high. So that was typical of what we've seen before. 55 trades so far, 40% profitable, pretty much in line with what we saw before. And I don't have the expectancy on this slide. It's a little bit lower than that 0.11. I think it was about 0.08. So anyway, performing sort of as we would expect and as we've seen before, which is great. But the benefit now is that this is automated. So we released PRX automation only about a month or so ago. And even though we've configured it, or we've talked about it and researched mainly with crypto or crypto ETFs, there's nothing to stop us from trading this in an automated way. And I'm doing so right now on small-ish production size just to make sure everything's working okay. And so far, no hiccups. That's trading through to a Charles Schwab account currently. So if you're interested in checking out any more about PRX and automation, see www.thesystemslabinc.com. If you throw /automation on the end of that, you'll go straight to the automation page, and that kind of tells you everything else about the system. Hope that's helpful, guys. Try to see what you can do to take advantage of these bear volatile markets. And it's great to plan in advance for these things. But if you don't, see if you can find a mechanism that you can jump into quickly whilst that environment is here. All right, guys. I'm Jeff from the Systems Lab, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.